Hi guys, it's Jacob from StringBuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being the music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Broco, and that's Pretty Song. I refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. Now, Broco are actually one of my favourite alternative rock bands around at the moment anyway, and I thought that their last album, Priorities I think it was called, was absolutely fantastic. They combine sort of funk with hard rock, electronica with alt rock, and it hence creates a very varied and very individualized sound as well. So should we see what I thought of this brand new track anyway? Even though the music video is probably their craziest yet, if you've seen it, you already know what I'm talking about right now. I thought the song was just okay though. I quite like the chorus riff, don't get me wrong. I thought the bass tone was fantastic, as it usually is when it comes to Broco's music. I thought the group still showcased that sort of cheek and wit that they obviously possess, but the song is just a little bit bland really. I think it's largely down to the electronic influence in the verses in particular, since the whole rap rock thing has never, or rather rap electronic rock thing has never really appealed to me, so I was never going to really enjoy that. It didn't really showcase Rob Damiani's vocal approach either, his unique vocal tone, and in all honesty, although this track did have that cheek and wit I mentioned earlier, it just doesn't really sound like a Broco track. Production wise, we actually do get a surprisingly clean mix, but that doesn't mean we haven't got a little bit of grit sprinkled in every now and then, especially in the guitar parts. And whilst we're on that subject, I actually thought that the deep distorted guitar parts sounded great in this track, especially in the chorus, and they really drove that mid-ground really well. Then you have this sort of twangy yet ferocious bass tone that comes to fruition again in the choruses, really fleshing out that low ground really well as well. The percussion on the other hand has some impact, but it is sort of your functional mix when it comes to percussion. It never really cut through to me anyway, and I didn't really notice it quite as much as I have done in the past when it comes to other Broco tracks. Rob's vocals are also a little bit too clean for me and for my personal preference anyway, but he definitely grabbed onto the foreground really well. My problem sort of lies around the electronic elements and how the manipulation sort of took the impact away from certain sequences and transitions, and it sounded a little more pop rocky than it did hard rocky. When it comes to the musicality of this track, it's actually one of the more simple Broco tracks. You have a 3-note dissonant riff that drives the chorus, a bass line that follows it in sort of root notes, your typical bass line really, and then you have a lot of electronic influence that sort of takes the emphasis away from that organic instrumentation, which is what I really wanted to focus on. I did sort of like the slightly distorted synth bass, and we've heard it used before in Broco's music in the past, but I just couldn't really take to it this time around, and even as decoration it didn't really do anything for me. Also, as I've mentioned, I'm not a big fan of sort of semi-rap / semi-singing vocals, and the ones that Rob lays down here during the verses did sound a little bit generic for me, especially for someone of his vocal capabilities. The chorus is big though, as it usually is, and it is powerful, and I also thought the hook basically instantly gave the track some juicy, catchy sort of center for the rest of the track to really build off of, but I don't think it really took that opportunity. Lyrically, the track is pretty good, and I enjoyed the themes that were laid out, and somehow they actually complemented the music video really well, which shouldn't have worked at all, but congratulations I guess. So all in all, it's not one of the better Broco tracks, but it's still definitely better than your average rock track around at the moment, and it's still worth a listen if you're a fan like myself. So I gave it a G rating of 6 out of 10, which is just above average. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.